Hi guys, it's Crafty Girl Marieke here, and today I am going to show you how you can make these backgrounds just by using our Crafty Scenery Stencil 2. It's a great design because you can do lots of different designs with it, and Crafty Girl Alison did a video as well about lots of things you can do with it. So today it's my turn to show you something. And you've seen these artist trading cards coming by on our social media channels as mine social media channel. So today I decided to do something with it as promised. So just to let you know that you will need the crafty colors, but you can also use, of course, any type of colors you have yourself. But if you are just as fan of Kraftin Kimmie as I am, you have these colors. So it's granite gray, bubbly blue, and mossy meadow. And then you can use either your Copic markers or your Prisma pencils or whatever coloring medium you use. I also have a die for my artist trading cards. As you can see, it's like the same shape. It's a die from Marianne Design. It's a Dutch brand, so I'm not sure if you can get it in Canada or America or something, but you might look for it. And it has two dies. There are some accessory dies as well with it, but I don't have it by hand. But you can cut the inside with the smallest die, and you can die cut the outside with the biggest die, and then you have a matching set if you do that a few times. And the great thing about it is that's just the exact size that you need for your artist trading cards. So yeah, it's great to use, especially if you make a lot like I do. So what I start off with is that I'm going to grab some masking tape, and I don't know, this is just regular one from the craft store. It looks like the post-it notes, so just what you have by hand. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut off a piece, and I'm going to make like the snow, because I need to well, mask it off, otherwise my ground will be a bit smoochy. So what I will do is I will make a snow ground and decide where I want that on my card. And don't do it too low, but also don't do it too high. Make sure that your images fit on the snow. And if you're not quite sure if it would look decent enough or not, you can always grab your stamps. I will grab mine in just a second. Like the Yetis, Yeti or not, it's probably back this week in stock again. So it was sold out. I understand why they were sold out. I mean, look how cute they are. Well, what you can do is just grab a stamp and see if he stands in the snow here. Would that be okay, or do I need more? But I think it's okay. I can, especially with the background. I want a background to be there as well. So, well, if you have done that and you're happy with your snow, the next step is going to be that you need your Crafty Scenery Stencil. And as you can see, it has like the mountains and the other way around as well. And it has grass on it, and it has 3 trees. But it also has 3 loose trees that you can use to do some scene making with. So yeah, that's actually great. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to decide where I want my mountains and how much sky I want. But I think I will do it like, because I want to show you guys how I did the mountains as well. I'm going to do it a bit like this, I think, because then I can show you how I did the mountains. Or shall I do it like this? Did I do it the other way around? No, I did use this side of the stencil. Okay, I will just put it here. I'm masking. I'm taping everything to the to my Tim Holtz glass plate, but I'm just, first step is that I'm going to stuck this here, because then this one only will move like this, but it will not go everywhere. And then I will just I just use regular removable plug bond. I don't know plug bond. I don't know the word in English, but tape for it that you use to glue some stuff together. So I'll just put it there, so it sticks. And I want to make sure that this is not getting any ink either. So what I'm going to do is that I'm grabbing my this granite gray and blue bubbles, my sponge daubers, and I'm just going to ink that up. Oh, it's still a bit greenish. I think I didn't clean it good enough. I think I didn't clean my stencil before. Putting it away, so oh well, it's just so you can see what you can do with it. So when I'm happy with my inked sky, I will just put the bubbly blue away, and then I will change my stencil, because now I need to have the other side. So what I do now is that I change from the top to the bottom, and I will put it, stick it again to my platform. And now I will grab granite gray, it's stuck to my, so granite gray is the next color I'm going to use, and I'm going to blend in from the stencil downwards. And why I do that is because I want on this side I want it to be gray, but lighter gray. So now I can just swap it out like this and make sure that there's not that much on the bottom, but there is enough on the top of it. So just slightly go over it with your brushes, so it is not that gray as that you want it on the top. Oh, you know what I forgot? Actually, now we have regular mountains, so we don't have snow. I forgot to mask off the snow tops, so we don't have snow tops now. I can show you that later. Let's see. So now I have my mountains ready, and what I want to do now, before I use the before I'm going to put some trees in there, I'm going to splatter some ink, some gray splatters onto it. So I take my weathered wood distress ink and a bottle of distress sprayer, and I grab my brush. It's just a cheapy one that's already not that great anymore. And then I mix up some water with the distress ink, and I'm tabbing off. With a scissors or whatever you have by hand. You can do it with your finger as well, but I like to just use a tool. Why not use a tool when you have it? And you give it some splatter. So there is some structure in your mountains, because otherwise they were just a bit plain, and we don't want that. You can do this, of course, with your granite gray as well, if you want to, but I just like to use a different color, and Kim doesn't have any other gray color yet, so we have to do what we have. So when we did that, I'm just putting this away and cleaning my space a bit, because I don't want the gray everywhere. If you hear my laundry machine on the back, that is possible. It's just running, and I closed the door, but I think you can still hear it. So I'm putting away granite gray again, and I'm taking mossy meadow. If you're wondering what I'm using, I got like a friend that worked in a chip factory, and there's like this small I don't know, gasket. No, gasket is something else. It's a small well, it's a small thing that you can open, and my sponged out. It's just fitting it perfectly. I really love them. So now I'm going to use the stencil again. And as you can see, you have some color differences. No problem, because we are going to color it up anyway. So we're grabbing the stencil again. And now we're going to use these trees to give it some... to use the tree. So I'm using the mossy meadow. And then I'm just sponging in the tree. And you want to have it a bit more... because the gray is coming between it, you have to just sponge a bit harder, and it will be just fine. Just wiggle it with the trees a bit, so it looks like they're behind each other or in front of each other, and not at the same height. So you can do the big one as well, but I think the big one with my mountains is just too big, so I did not prefer that. So I only used the two smallest ones. That one there, and I might want to do one here. And then just a small one in between. So that's for the trees. And you see how easy it is. I mean, it's just like a minute or something, and then it's done. I put the mossy meadow away, and I'm cleaning up my stencil because, well, you saw I didn't do that earlier. So my sky is a bit green as well now. So put my stencil away. Now I'm going to remove this masking tape on the bottom. And you can see the snow that will be underneath it. It's great. See? It's the snow. You can remove this one also. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to give the snow some snow. There's some shadows, and you can actually see there is snow going. So I will use C3. I'm just going so remember, you can do this with your pencils or whatever you prefer to use. I'm going to give just some stripes of just some small knots. Then I'm grabbing my C1 and just blending out. I just colored with my C3. Then I'm grabbing my C00 and I'm doing again the same thing. And of course you can give the snow as much texture as you would like to. I mean, it's just up to you. Then I grab my 0 and I'm just blending out. With your pencils, that probably would be your white pencil. The last step you do. So that's for the snow. Then I said that we would get rid of that difference. So I'm grabbing my C5. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to follow this line. And because this is another hill, I'm just extending this line. And so I'm starting here at the top as well. And just following the line. And what I'm going to do is grab my C3 again. And I'm just following this line again. Same for here. Just blending it out. Now I'll grab my C1 and I will do exactly the same, but I'm just because this is almost the same color as the granite gray, I'm just extending it a bit more. Because I really want to see the difference, and you might want to add some here as well. But be careful, I'm not sure if it... Same goes for here. I'm going to... Now I'm going to use this color also on this side, because I have some whiteness there. Then I grab my C00 and just extend this line, and now you can see it's almost looking the same. So it's really blending out in your granite gray ink. So, and if you really want to blend it out now, you just take your 0 and just finish it off. But I didn't do this time, I believe. I also made some sceneries with my beach scenes. So what I always like to do is just give it some V's. Just like there's birds in the sky. I think that's funny. It's just some extra you might want to add with your cards. I will just grab another one. So I like I said, I've got the mountains, the snow on top of the mountains, like this. Just a regular mountain. I'm just going to show you how I did that. So we're going to use the same tape we used before. That's what I did. I used the 3 same tapes for my snow. I'm just going to put it here. Careful now, because there's some green ink on it already. I'm grabbing a piece of tape and just gluing my card, my platform again. Just make sure that this time my green ink is off my stencil before using it, because otherwise I might bring it along again. It's not something I want. Okay, so just repeat the steps. Then I will grab just some tape again and just repeat the steps that I just did earlier. So I will grab my bubbly blue again, and just gonna ink the sky again. No, I cleaned my I didn't clean my platform, so now there is some gray. So this, now you can see how important it is to clean your platform after every card. Just do it, but it's just for the example. I'm removing this one again, and what I missed earlier is that I forgot to mask over the mountain. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to make some fun snowy looking things, just so that you think that snow would look like when it is on a mountain. It's just use your imagination. I mean, it's just totally up to you. So I have two small pieces of masking tape, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the stencil again, and I'm gluing it again. Oh, this one here. So, and now I'm just grabbing those small pieces, placing it here, and this one is going to be on here. So just, it really doesn't matter how you put it, it's just that it will be white, so you need to make it a snowy background. So I'm grabbing my granite gray again. I'm just repeating the steps, just so using the gray to the bottom, just blend it in, just lightly on the bottom, because I want that to be lighter. Be careful with the green here, because it will probably still, at least for me on my tape, it will be still green. Some ink left, so you can make them so as gray as you want your mountains. Just make sure it blends over nicely. So, well, when you have done the mountains again, you're removing this, because you need to do your mountains, and then you can see there will be snow on your mountains. How cool is that? So it's just up to you what kind of mountains you would have. You can use this now. I use this for a a snowy scene, but just figure out how those cards would look like if you would change this snow into like dirt. It would like there's like a forest just in the summer. You can add a sun or something. I mean, it's just a lot of different ways you can use this. So I'm grabbing the mossy meadow again, and I'm just adding some ink here. I will just use this one a bit lower, and of course you can swap between the two sizes, but you can also just use one size. It's just totally up to you. Whatever you would like to do, you can do it. Let me just put this one here, because then it is so. Don't forget to clean your stencil. It's just using regular baby wipes, as you can see. Just nothing special, just regular baby wipes. So now I will again put this away, because otherwise my hand will be in it, probably. We'll grab this again and remove the masking tape on the bottom, and it will reveal the snow. And again, look, how cool does this look? What I could do now is just show you how it would look if I other side. So I could mask this off, and I will grab, I think I will use totally taupe. It's a lighter brown, which I prefer, because I can just put on a bit more to get it darker. So I will grab totally taupe. And what I will do is, just to make sure that I will not hit my mountains, is that I will mask off the whole card like this. So, and then I will grab my totally taupe again, and I will just ink this up. Like this. So, see? And I would just like, there's like mud, and you can just grab your markers again. So for this I could use like A44, E43, E42, E41, yes. So to make the hills, well, at least the dirt or the hills work, is I would grab my E44, and I'll just repeat the same steps that I did with the snow, only then with the dirt. So I will grab my E43. E42. Someone is screaming outside my window. I don't know who it is. So you might hear it, I'm not sure. My E41. And you can see it blends in great with the totally taupe color. And lastly, I will use my zero again to blend it all out. And then you have a sand. So you see, and you could swap. I think that would look better with no snow on the mountains, but it's just so you can see how many options you might have. So for the snow, I use my C3, and I will just do it like this. The same for here. I will just grab my C3 and just C1. And then C00. And then my 0 again. And my snow is finished. So just to show you how it looks if it's totally finished, I will use the C5 again for the mountain. So I will grab my C3 and I will blend it out a bit. C1. My C00. I forgot this one, so I will grab my C1 again and just extend this line here, just to give it some color. At least see that there is some difference, some structure difference. And you can see I forgot the splatters as well, which it's totally fine. I mean, it's just up to you. Whatever mountain you would like to do, you can do. I made some mountains as well using these. This is my really, you have the double, but you have it also in one side, I think. This one. Well, anyways, oh, here it is. So these I use for my snow. I will just show you because I had a lot of questions about how I do my snow on my backgrounds or the white splatters on my inked background. So I'll just show you on this card later. So I use these. It's just from Moduto, and it's an acrylic paint marker which has like these tips, and it's just paint in a stiff, really, in a marker. So yeah, it's just cool. So, and my last step was the 0, so I will extend this for the last time, and this one as well. And then my mountains with the snow is finished, and I can use my, again, to do some birds. So that's how they look like when they're finished. And you can see it's just a great way to use a stencil. I think it's really cool. So yeah. Well, for my marker, for my snow, what I do is that I have to shake it, because you can hear it. There is like this thing inside that will stir it up. And what I will do is that I just pump it up a bit so you can see some paint coming out of it. And then again, I grab my scissors again, and I will just, it's not enough pumped. Oh, there it is. And now it's not working. You can always, oh, there it is. See, you can just use some splatters on top of it. That's how I make my splatters, my card. So, I think this one is almost empty, because it's not really working. So this is how I make my splatters onto my cards with those markers. And now you can always, it's always like that, huh? But yeah, when I want to film it, it's just being a bit meh. But anyways, my tips and tools for today. This is my tutorial how to do backgrounds with using our Crafty Scenery 2 stencil by Kraftin Kimmie stamps. So if you are not great in making scenes yourself or drawing it in or something like that, it is, I think, a really great addition to your crafting stash. So, well, I hope it was helpful, and I will see you again next year. Bye bye, guys.